Hi guys, I'm here to show you how to use our Moodstruck Obsession brow palette along with my most favorite brush is our Brow Artist brush. So with our palette there are three different shades. There's a blonde, there is a brunette, and then there's a dark brunette to black for the darkest one. Just so you're aware, they go a little bit darker than what you would think. I ordered the medium when it first came out and it was actually a little bit too dark for me. So I actually wear the blonde palette and that's what I'm going to be applying for you guys today. In the palette, there's a mirror at the top. There are two powders. There are two highlighters. And then there's the setting wax. You don't have to use all of these items when you're applying it. It's just kind of, you find out what look you like best or what colors work best for your brow. Totally preference and totally maybe depends also on how much time you have in the day. I would typically say that the palette would be amazing for anybody. It has a nice soft look, so it's very of a natural look. You can use these highlighters for other spots on your face too, so it's super fun to use it elsewhere. So I'm gonna get to it, and I just wiped off my brows so I can do them for you guys today. Here's our Brow Artist brush. It's a two-ended brush again. This one is an angled end and this one is a flat end. So I'm gonna start out with our angled end, and I like to use the first powder here because it matches my brow color a lot better. And I'm gonna use the angled end and dip it in. You'll be dipping it in multiple times because it is such a small surface of a brush that you're gonna need to re-dip to apply it to your whole brow to make sure you have enough. So I'm just gonna dip it in here, and then I'm gonna turn it horizontally. This is what I found works best for me. You figure out what works best for you. And what I do is I turn it then horizontally, and then I start at the base of my brow here, and then I drag it up, and that helps fill in the inner part of my brow. And it also kind of helps groom the brow as I'm going too. I'm gonna re-dip, and then once I get to the arch, I like to then draw the line on the bottom, here the bottom hairline, and go all the way to the tail. And then I go back in and re-dip, and then I fill in what needs to be filled in, kind of with hair-like strokes, and grooming the hair as I go. If I do use the darker color, I'll apply that for you guys just to show you what it would look like. I generally like to apply that to the underneath part of my brow where my arch is to help give it more of a nice sharp line. And I still use the angled end. I'll do this for you guys today. And I do it right on the hairline. So right where the arch starts. It kind of creates like a shadowing. So it really just gives it that nice sharp line. And I just do it in my arch. But that's total preference. You don't have to do it every time. Like I said, you figure out what works best for you. After that, I like to switch to the flat end of my Brow Artist brush. And I personally love the matte in here. And so that's what I'm going to do for you guys today. I run it in on the side of the brush rather than, the tip like I did on the other end. I'm running it on the side. And where you're going to want to apply this is underneath the arch of your brow. This is where the light is naturally going to reflect off of your brow and help give you like an eye lift. So who doesn't want that, right? So I do have an eyeshadow using today for my highlight, but I'll just go right over the top of that. So basically I'm finding that hairline and I'm dragging it down. I sometimes even like to draw a nice sharp line here. Maybe I need a little bit more, a nice sharp line to make it look a little bit more defined on the front there too. It can also help clean up any goofs or powders that you may have goofed up on the bottom. And then I take my finger and I just kind of run my hand over it to soften it out. This is a bronzed highlighter. A lot of people also, you can use this as well in combination with using the matte one. Places you can also put a highlighter is above your brow here. You can kind of see how the light is naturally reflecting above my brow. So same thing, I applied it here And I'm just applying it there. Give it a nice little shine. You can do it on the tail here too. Whatever works for you guys, whatever look that you want to achieve. Last, I like to go in with my finger on the setting wax. I'm going to rub my finger in there and I go right over the top of my brow. What this is going to do is it's going to keep that hair and the powder in place. Sometimes we get those wild hairs, you know, in between grooming, or, you know, maybe if you don't get them groomed, you just kind of have that crazy wild hair. So this will help keep it in place and then also keep the powder in place throughout the day. If you guys do not do your brows, I highly recommend that you at least try it. Maybe the first couple days is going to be a little bit dramatic of a look for you, but once you get used to it, you're never going to turn back to not doing them, because it just truly frames your face and finishes the look. It really makes people, it draws their eyes. This is bugging me. I see a little bald spot here. It really draws people's eyes, or right to your eyes. As you can see, I have not, you know, my brows aren't so sparse, but if I would recommend, if you do have sparse brows, we have a serum that you can use. It's our lash serum, and you can use it on your lashes and your brows. You apply it daily for 4 months. I'm sorry, 4 weeks. I apologize. For 4 weeks, and then after that, you're gonna either, if you like the results that you have, you can take it back to doing it maybe once to, 3 times a week, depending on if you need to achieve more results or not. And you can apply that either morning or night, whatever works best for you. I typically like to do the application of the serum at night, because you do need to let it dry before you apply any makeup over the top. Like me, I'm a busy mom, so in the morning I'm putting my makeup and I'm going. I don't have time to let my lashes and my eyebrows dry, so I put it on at night. I put it right on my bedside so I don't forget it. If you have any questions on the brow palette, please let me know. If you're curious as to what color you are, I can help match you to that color. Thank you guys.